Okay, so I'm taking the negative stance. So I'm for the death penalty, and I believe so because the death penalty should not be abolished due to the fact that crime rates would rise in all states, as well as a demand for justice. Also, if you think a long-term life without prison would be more expensive than the death penalty, then that's not true. First off, my opponent states that it was since 1978 we spent $4 billion of taxpayers' money, but that's since 1978. It's been 34 years, and that's about, if you divide 4 billion by 34, it's 117,647,058. And if you divide that by the number of trials that have been taking place, which is 13, it's $9 million per person, or $9 million per person. And that's according to the California state budget, which is $612 billion. That's less than 1%. It's literally 0.001%. So I don't even think that's like a main problem. Also, he states that in Maryland, the same thing goes down with $108 million. The crime rate in Maryland is far superior to that of in California, because I took a look at the budgets according to the government budget site, which is dbm.maryland.gov, and they state that they spend $250 million on $250 million on public services and public safety, which is basically like the police and stuff like that. And California, in theirs, they spent almost 3 times as much as Maryland does. Well, obviously, because California is a bigger state, but that should also say something about how Maryland is not providing for the people. And I think that's a state expenditure problem, not a budget problem. He also states in Florida that they would be able to spend less. The whole topic of life imprisonment instead of the death penalty is, it doesn't make any sense, because if you were to give a person a life imprisonment, that means he's not going to go anywhere, and that means you're going to keep on spending that money every year. It costs $90,000 more to house a person that's on death row, so that means, and the person on life imprisonment is $45,000. But $45,000 for how many more years? Like, the death penalty on average is 15. It usually takes 15 years to execute someone on death row, and 15 years to end, and that's 15 years times 135,000, which is 432 million. But the people that are on life imprisonment right now, there's about 140,610 people that are on life imprisonment, and to house each one of those is $45,000. So the total for that comes out to $6,327,450,000. So I think that's way more. Well, obviously, it's way more than if you the people that you're housing on death row. Also. Oh, okay, so when he brought up the state of Florida, the state of Florida has approximately 400 people on death row, and their local prisons nearly hold 100 to 150 people in inmates. This means that they would have to spread the amount of lifetime sentences that they have, and every year that would increase, because since they're on lifetime, they're not going anywhere. And yeah, so all in all, that would cost more than death row. So okay, enough about the money and like the stats. Let's like rationality-wise. I'm pretty sure. Well, according to sentencingproject.org, which is another website that has the facts about like the anyways, okay, so for example, wouldn't like if you had someone that committed a murder or a crime that causes like death row or life sentencing, it would be a shame, like even to the public, and I'm pretty sure there would be an outcry of injustice.